Hey everyone, welcome to Safety Optional Quarantine Edition. Today we're doing something a little bit different just because we're all bored and sick and tired of being stuck in the house. So today, we're here. So this is my 1995 Chevrolet 3500 HD bucket truck with an Altec 35-foot boom on it. Let me take you on a tour of the interior. One of the most awesome features is this light right here, the cop light. I love that thing. And of course it has a very well-worn 1995-ish Chevrolet interior. You'll see that it claims the 287,000 miles, but that doesn't include the millions of hours that this thing probably sat idling while the bucket truck was, while the hydraulic system was running. You can see it's got switches here to operate it. Flip that to machine to fire up the PTO or the hydraulic pump, and then flip this down into the on position to run the high idle. It's got a stereo that only one channel works, and it does have a cup holder. Zip ties holding the dash together, screws and washers holding it on. Yeah. Interesting other facts about this thing. It does have a nice little warning note to remind you to put the outriggers up before you drive off. And it does tell you how tall it is, as well as how much it weighs, which is all very helpful information. It's all very helpful information if you decide to drive it across a bridge or under a low overpass. So, super helpful information there. So, I'm going to see if they sucked all the gas out of it and see what the gas gauge reads. Not that it's accurate. I think this thing runs out of gas like when you still have like 3/8 of a tank. We'll see. Well, she's running. Gas gauge, as expected, is completely on E. As normal, the check engine light is on. So we got good oil pressure and good volts, so that's good. All right, that's reassuring. Let's take a look under the hood. If I can get it up. Feast your eyes upon that baby. That there is a Chevrolet 454 big block with throttle body injection. And this workhorse probably only makes about 200 horsepower at most, but it makes a crap load of torque to be able to push this beast around. It is surprisingly torquey, and this thing surprisingly gets up and goes. One nice thing about this is big front bumper on these heavy duty models. This one being is like a 1 1/4 ton truck. Great place to stand to work on it. There is our hydraulic pump. It's got two hoses there that run out and feed the PTO system. battery, AC, which doesn't exactly work, but it kind of works. Hydraulic gauge for when it's kicked on. So yeah, I got a big block, baby. One other thing that's cool about this is it's got toolboxes here on the side. To unlock, you take that padlock off, pull that, and it's got a bunch of storage. Which is pretty handy. We don't have much to put in here. We don't keep anything of value because obviously it's sitting out here and somebody's going to break into it. In fact, when I came up to it earlier, every one of those was turned like somebody had been trying to get into it, but they couldn't because of the padlock here on the end. So at least we know it's relatively secure in that regard. On this side, same story. Not much in here except got a couple of our ropes that we use for tree trimming. Show you some of the other features it's got. It's got a sweet pintle hitch here on the back. Never used it. It's cool how the bucket stows back like that when you're not when you're highwaying it. It's got another tool compartment here, which we keep our scabbard for our chainsaw in there. It's got another one up here that we just got some 2x4 stuck in. Then coming to the other side, it's got this cool toolbox or pipe or whatever, which it's nice, watertight. Got a O-ring on there. I presume that's where you put your fishing pole. Ladder rack. We use that for our cones. And then here's the controls to work it from the ground. So a little overview to work it on the ground without it running because it makes an awful racket. Pull that down to lock it into this, to lock out the controls up on the bucket. This of course moves the boom up and down. It's the main boom here. This right here moves the arm, which is that. That moves the bucket, tilt, stow and unstow. That makes the bucket swing down so you can get in there. And then this extends the boom and this rotates this whole thing. On the bucket side, those controls are all worked by this handy dandy lever here. The overarching theme for this truck though is this, rust. But what's nice about it is the frame is sturdy as can be. All the mechanical parts are sturdy as can be. And so even though the toolbox part of it is thoroughly rusted out, the rest of it is just fine. It runs great going down the highway, operates well, doesn't overheat, does everything that we need it to do. All right, take you guys through the startup sequence here for when you get your own bucket truck. All right, you get it running, you have your parking brake set, which this one's always set because it's broken. You give it a minute to idle, then you flip on the high idle and your machine, and you make sure that the valve is open. That's problematic. It'll suck the line closed if you leave the valve closed. And then you can lower your outriggers. First, we're going to take it on a test and make sure it works.
Wait, move it now.
All right, let's see. Exactly the same in place, okay? All right, here's a little walkthrough on how this thing works. Climb down in, grab your handle, up to raise up, forward to extend, back to retract. Couldn't be much more simpler. And that's it. So you may be wondering why I'm showing you this, but the real reason is why is because I'm bored. This coronavirus thing, getting everybody quarantined and having to be socially distant sucks. So figured I'd do something fun today. Good grief, look how beautiful it is out here. And the other thing is, what could be more safety optional than this thing? If you all come around, I'll give you a free ride. Thanks for watching Safety Optional. We'll see you next time.